Hello friends! Today let's learn about electrolytes. Electrolytes are substances that dissolve into ions in a solution. You may be wondering what an ion is. An ion is a positively or negatively charged molecule. The charge of an ion is dependent upon its chemical makeup. Substances can be defined in three ways: a strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte, and a non-electrolyte. Strong electrolytes completely dissociate into ions when in a solution, while weak electrolytes only partly dissolve into ions in a solution. Non-electrolytes do not dissociate into ions at all in a solution. Let's get started with our experiment. The tools you will need for this experiment are a clear cup, some stirring rods, a half cup measuring tool, a half tablespoon measuring tool, a teaspoon measuring tool, a 9-volt battery, some scissors, a knife, plastic or metal, a holiday light with some exposed wire at the end, aluminum foil, and tape. The substances that we will be testing in this experiment to determine whether or not they are electrolytes are some table salt, some Epsom salt, baking soda, table sugar, some distilled white vinegar, and some 1% low-fat milk. Due to ions in a solution, electrolytes are able to conduct electricity. Strong electrolytes conduct electricity incredibly well. Weak electrolytes partially conduct electricity, and non-electrolytes do not conduct electricity at all. We can test if a substance is an electrolyte or not based on its ability to conduct electricity. So we are first going to make a conductivity tester. The first step in making a homemade conductivity tester is to tape around the terminals of the battery to reduce the risk of shorting a circuit. Next, we must wrap aluminum foil around the exposed wire of the holiday light and attach this aluminum foil to the positive end of the battery. The charges of the battery are indicated on the sides. Next, we must make leads for the tester by wrapping 2 tubes of aluminum foil. The first lead will go around the negative terminal. The second lead will go around the exposed wire on the holiday light. The last step in making a homemade conductivity tester is taping the side of the battery to a knife in order to be able to rest the conductivity tester above the solutions. You can test the conductivity tester by touching the leads together. The first solution we will be testing is a table salt solution. First, we will take a half cup of water and put it into our clear cup. And now we will take 1 teaspoon of table salt and put it into our solution. Then You must stir with a stirring rod. Let's predict if we think the salt will be an electrolyte or not. Salts tend to have weak ionic bonds, so I think that the water's covalent bonds will break the salt apart into ions. Let's test this 1 teaspoon of salt solution. The light bulb lights up slightly. Now let's test and see if we put more salt in, if it will conduct more electricity. Let's add 2 teaspoons of salt to our solution and stir. Now let's test again. The light bulb is lighting up completely. This is because more ions are in the water. It is able to conduct more electricity. Next, let's test an Epsom salt solution. Again, you will need 1/2 cup of water, and we'll add a 1/2 tablespoon of Epsom salt. Epsom salt is still a salt, so I predict that this will also be an electrolyte, just like table salt was. As you can see, Epsom salt is an electrolyte because the light bulb is lighting up completely. Next, let's move on to a baking soda solution. Baking soda is also called sodium bicarbonate. Bicarbonate is a polyatomic ion. Since it is an ion, I believe that this will be an electrolyte, as the water will split up sodium bicarbonate into sodium ion and a bicarbonate ion. We'll take 1/2 cup of water and then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We'll use our stirring rod and stir, stir, stir. Next, we'll put in our leads. As you can see, this is an electrolyte. Now, let's make and test a table salt solution. Take 1/2 cup of water and a 1/2 tablespoon of sugar and stir, stir, stir. I predict that sugar will be a non or weak electrolyte because there are not many ions that sugar could dissolve into. As you can see, without the leads touching, this is a non-electrolyte. The light bulb is not lighting up. Now, let's test a vinegar solution. I predict that the vinegar will be a weak electrolyte because it likely has bonds too strong for the water to break apart. Let's test the solution. The vinegar solution is causing the light bulb to light up just slightly. It is hard to see on the camera, but there is a small light in the light bulb. This indicates that this is a weak electrolyte. Now let's test milk. Milk has calcium and other nutrients that are known electrolytes. Therefore, I think that milk will be an electrolyte. As you can see, milk is an electrolyte. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot about electrolytes and had as much fun doing it as I did. Thanks for watching!